Yesterday up on Capitol Hill, Judge Napolitano, there were a number of Republicans who said to James Comey, you should have gone a little harder after her because all these revelations we had, particularly with the document dump on Friday, make it look like the FBI dropped the ball.
And we're trying to hide the ball, too, by dumping it on Friday.
This is very sad for us to watch, us who have been in the law enforcement, legal, judicial community, in my case, longer than 40 years. Particularly James Comey, who as recently as a year ago, had a reputation as the most upstanding, the straightest shooter in a major law enforcement position in the United States today. That reputation he no longer enjoys. There are FBI agents who worked on this case who are so furious at the politically orchestrated outcome. Obviously, he's not going to tell that to the House committee. He's going to give the impression that we're united and we did this professionally. There are FBI agents who believe their hands were tied. There are FBI agents who believe that the orders came down from the beginning. Exonerate her. Reasons for that: no grand jury called, no subpoenas issued, no search warrants served, no serious Department of Justice supervision because of that nonsense between Bill Clinton and the Attorney General at the Phoenix airport, which wiped out all the senior leadership in DOJ.
All right,
Congressman
go ahead.
Trey Gowdy, he said, why give immunity to 5 people if they didn't do anything wrong? Immunity from what, he said. He was grilling James Comey yesterday. Watch this and we'll get reaction.
What concerns me, Director, is when you have 5 immunity agreements and no prosecution, when you are allowing witnesses who happen to be lawyers, who happen to be targets, to sit in on an interview. That is not the FBI that I used to work with.
I hope someday when the political craziness is over, you will look back again on this, because this is the FBI you know and love. This was done by pros in the right way. That's the part I have no patience for.
When this political, so he's saying he's saying Trey Gowdy's political.
Well, right, and Trey Gowdy is a former federal prosecutor who worked hand in glove in South Carolina with the FBI, and Director Comey knows that. It's a difficult thing to watch, knowing that the mountain of evidence against her is overwhelming, and they decided from the beginning not to prosecute her. You want my theory?
Yeah.
As Donald Trump began to rise in the Republican primaries, Barack Obama decided, I don't want to be succeeded by him. I'm going to do everything I can to save Hillary, no matter what.
So the word came from the White House to the AG, to Comey.
Yes.
Boom, that's what we got.
Now, these people did not receive immunity. They received agreements not to prosecute them on the basis of what they told the FBI.
Right.
But the FBI usually does that.
That's not immunity?
No, because they could still be prosecuted for other reasons. They just can't have used against them, what they told the FBI. That evidence is off the table. But they usually don't do that. Congressman Gowdy is right. Unless there's going to be a prosecution, and their testimony is so vital that we have to agree not to go after them for their involvement, and that didn't happen here.
And Judge, you said yesterday that Cheryl Mills representing Hillary Clinton and getting immunity while still protecting.
Brian, I've never seen
that. Really cozy.
Never seen that in my career, where a lawyer is a witness getting immunity, a partial agreement not to prosecute, and stays in the case.
Well, you know what he said?
Because you have divided loyalty between protecting your client, Hillary Clinton, and protecting yourself.
You know what he said yesterday? He says, the FBI director said that Cheryl Mills did have some classified information on her laptop.
Which is illegal.
Guess what that's called? A felony.
Sure.
But because she's an attorney, she doesn't have to disclose it, right? He said, was it Trey Gowdy that said...
She's her attorney.
Right.
He said that if they had subpoenaed it, there'd be litigation over it. Big deal. That's what the courts are there for.
Here's Jonathan Turley yesterday. He's a professor of law at George Washington University Law School, and known to be more of a liberal.
I think that the real problem with all of this is that it shakes credibility of the FBI. They said they wanted to build a criminal case. You don't build a criminal case by not only handing out the guy who was on the phone call with Clinton attorneys, who, by the way, invoked the privilege against self-incrimination, but then you give immunity to the person on the other end of that conversation.
It just seems fishy.
He's a brilliant legal scholar, and he's got his finger right on the pulse of this. This is damaging, tarnishing the reputation of the best law enforcement entity on the planet because they didn't even follow their own basic rules in this case.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, Judge, thank you very much for dropping by.
Thanks, Judge.
Guys, all the best.